I'm assuming nobody is born a good pitcher, right? You get better with time, and probably the first pitch is not going to be the best. Is that something, do you think, that can ruin chances for you as a startup if you go out and pitch and you do it wrongly? Should you kind of go practice in front of the mirror or go in front of friends and do it? And is there something that you're looking for in that startup pitch that you'd like to see any company kind of have?
Okay, so I think breaking that into the way you pitch and what we're looking for in that first meeting, I think should you practice? I think a lot of accelerators, et cetera, spend a lot of time training people how to perfect the idea and the notion of the pitch. Your 30-second elevator pitch, your 5-minute pitch, your 12-minute pitch, whatever it is. So condensing all the relevant information into that time frame and being able to deliver it. And I think Mattia did an amazing job today. So I think bringing that into and practicing it to make sure you can deliver it, absolutely, no doubt. From our perspective, and also I think from a pitch meeting with a VC, ideally, we like to have seen the founder somewhere. So in an event like this, for example, or a lot of our team are at some of the bigger events like KubeCon or like Web Summit, and we'll meet founders and hear them and get to know them many months before they come in and formally pitch us. Mm-hmm. So there are some aspects of that which is about building relationships. But eventually when, let's say a meeting has been set up saying, look, you're going to meet this partner at a VC fund and let's set up this pitch. In that pitch, we are looking for the preparedness. So bring a prepared mind for the kinds of questions that will be asked in that. How are you going to use this capital that you will raise? Have you thought about, and you obviously you say you're going to be hiring. Have you thought about those candidates? Do you have a CMO in mind that you're going to bring on board? Do you think that you need so many people in the customer success side? What does your pipeline look like today? And have you thought about developing this more for the mid-market instead of the enterprise? So we will be asking these questions, not because you need to have an answer specifically, but that you're prepared to answer them.
Yeah, so you don't chicken out, right? Okay. So even if you answer incorrectly, it's still better than no answer, right?
I think it's not to shy away from it, but show that you've thought about this. And I think this again goes back to the sort of the analogy of, are you the right founder for this space? And I think there's, people talk about athletes, right? And, you're a tall person. Perhaps basketball's the right sport for you. You've got long limbs and perhaps you're going to be a sprinter. So what is it that's unique and, about you that's going to make this a success? What do you know?
Yeah, I know, and it'd be interesting to see how I did the first time I pitched you, but definitely probably got better by now. But it is true, and also one thing I've observed, sometimes you guys ask the weirdest questions, so you could, people can throw you off or whatever. You still need to have an answer or at least an opinion. I think it's all about...
Do you remember any of them?
So my opinions, the interview we did with you. So I know I pitched to Sagar for the first time and he was pretty happy. I remember you being pretty strict. I was like, oh shit, Pratima is pretty strict, whereas Sagar was very kind of loose. But then as time went on, I kind of... It was more of a conversation with you, and I think it still is. Even on the board meetings, you might have an opinion, I might have an opinion. Sometimes you're right. Sometimes maybe I'm right. Maybe we don't know. But generally, it's about me trying to understand your opinion. You trying to understand my opinion, and that's what I remember how it was since the beginning and how it is now.
I think so. I think that's a good characterization because essentially there's a point at which we've decided that we're taking this forward to our investment committee, and at that point, the pitch is more to the wider audience, not so much to the partner who's sort of, leading that investment.
Yeah.